And I see her like this here. I'm thinking like, man, okay, what's going on now? You know, all those want to follow them or something like that. So I rolled my window down because we stopped because it's traffic.
Sure.
Rolled my window down. She said, look, we need your help. My daughter's in labor. I said, huh? Labor? I'm like, cause you know, man, that's the first time someone ever said that.
Sure.
It caught me off guard, and you know, I put my police unit parked right there and there in the middle of traffic.
Green lights, all everything.
Yeah. I ran over there, I looked at her, opened the door, I said, yeah, she's pretty much in labor. I seen her in pain.
It's Heart of America and our full week of special stories leading up to Mother's Day. Meet newborn baby Noah, his loving mom, Destiny Allen, and Baton Rouge Police Corporal Jason Lee.
Now to a story being shared on social media highlighting a job that truly delivers. A Baton Rouge police officer helping to deliver a baby.
What's up, everybody? It's Pastor B, and this is a special edition of I Need Thee podcast. Man, I am just so excited. We're getting right back in town from the first leg of my book tour, but I had to reach out to hometown homeboy that is just, man, making big news these days. And this special edition, I want to highlight what the world is calling right now a hometown hero and an epic story. And so today I'm here with Mr. Jason Lee, Corporal Jason Lee, and Miss Destiny. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
And so, man, I don't even know where to start, because after discovering this story that is just sweeping the nation, and I'm not talking figuratively, I'm talking literally sweeping the nation. Just a miraculous story, and y'all have to, because I'm going to ask you guys to tell the story, but it happens at Central Thruway and Florida Boulevard. Is that right, guys?
That's the ending part.
That's the ending part. Okay, so you're going to give me all that.
Yeah, it's a long journey.
So I need y'all to give me all of that, but I want to, number one, just really highlight why are we doing this interview. You know, I want to fan the flame on this story. You know, you got negative stories, especially from the city of Baton Rouge. They last for months, but sometimes the most inspirational, the most just heart-wrenching stories like this one will last only days. And so I want to do my part in this special edition of I Need Thee podcast to make a commitment to invest in that changing so that this story will live longer. And so, Miss Destiny, I'm gonna start with you. Of course, we got baby Noah that's here with us, and so I want you to just begin to tell the story. And Corporal Jason, I want you to jump in wherever it is, but I'm not gonna even be very formal in the interview. I really want you guys to just tell the story. Just tell the people. I know you guys have done news and all this, but we're going to lay back and really tell the pieces y'all couldn't give the news.
The beginning.
Give me the beginning, because you know I was asking your mom already. The camera's rolling, but we having a conversation. I was already asking your mom, where did this start? Did you call her? Was she at the house? Did somebody stop for chicken? Did somebody stop at the dollar store? How did y'all rush on time? So y'all just tell the story. I'm sitting here listening.
So it started that morning. I had slept good the night before, like I slept fantastic.
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
Which was what day?
Friday night.
Friday night, all right.
Went to bed, woke up Saturday morning, which is the 4th. I was
Okay.
feeling good. Ended up waking up, going to the bathroom and stuff, going back to sleep right afterwards.
All right.
So then I woke up again and I started hurting a little bit, but I wasn't in major pain.
Okay.
So I texted his dad and I was like, I'm hurting just a little bit, but I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay.
Went back to sleep, woke up again, got in the tub, soaked a little bit, and then laid back down, went back to sleep again.
Okay.
Then his dad called my mom and was like, bring her to the hospital. So I convinced my mom not to bring me to the hospital because I'm like, okay, I'm fine.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong, I'm good. An hour and a half later, I called my mom, like, come on, it's time.
Okay.
Let's go. It's time. And she got there in like 5 minutes.
From where? Where was she? Now, I know we got the office in the house. No tickets right now. I want to know Where was she coming from to get to your house in 5 minutes?
She was coming from her house. She was coming from her house.
Where's that?
What area?
In Fairfield.
So Fairfield to where in 5 minutes?
Oaks.
Oh my! What street? I ain't gonna even ask. I ain't gonna be messing. What streets did you take to get to Glen Oaks? In wow! All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So by the time I got off the phone with her, all I hear is the horn beeping, and she hadn't ran in the house and grabbed all my stuff. I was like, dang, mom, you got here in like 5 minutes. I'm looking at my phone. I just got off the phone with you.
Wow.
So we headed out, and that's when we ended up coming up Greenwell, and we seen one police car come in, and we ended up, not stopping them. We called the EMS, and I'm like, they gonna take too long. I'm not gonna wait on the EMS. Just
And this is all at the house, or you're in the car?
No, we're in the car.
Okay, good.
All
right.
So we seen one police officer. We didn't stop them. So we was on the phone with the EMS. He was like, you have to pull over in order for us to get you. I'm like, we not finna stop. We not stopping to get to the hospital. So we seen him, and we stopped him like, Mama, stop him right there. We
I knew something was different about
just
okay.
stop him right there. And she stopped him. She said, hey. And he looking at me, he looking at her, he like, what's going on?
And I'm gonna tell you, man, like, it's crazy, man, because, like, as an officer, we always patrol and stuff, a lot of people always flag us down and stuff. So it's like, I'm going, to extra duty and stuff like that and patrolling. And, it's a lot of traffic. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. So, it's a pretty day.
Sure.
And I didn't really hear, I had my windows up.
Sure.
Because it's hot out there. And I could just see something in the corner of my eyes. And I'm like, I look, and I see her like this here. I'm thinking like, man, okay, what's going on now? All those want to follow them or something like that. So I rolled my window down because we stopped because it's traffic.
Sure.
Rolled my window down. She said, look, we need your help. My daughter's in labor. I said, huh? Labor? I'm like, man, look, that's the first time someone ever said that.
Sure.
It caught me off guard, and I didn't even. I put my police unit in park right there and there in the middle of traffic.
Green lights, everything.
Yeah. I ran over there. I looked at her, opened the door. I said, yeah, she's pretty much in labor. I seen her in pain.
Okay, so what made you say she's in labor? What she was just
the agony on her face.
Okay, the agony on her face.
I can see it on her face.
All right.
And I can see like she's on the passenger seat, stuff like that. The way she's sitting and leaning back. I'm like, okay, well this is something serious.
Okay.
So I get back into my police unit and I say, look, y'all just pull right there, cause we on the corner.
Okay.
Of Greenwell Springs and Chevrolet. They got an old store.
Okay. Yeah, Save-More.
So I said, look, pull right here to the Save-More. So we pulled over there and I get on my radio. Hey, look, I need EMS. You got a young lady in labor.
They talking. I'm like, they take too long. We gotta go.
I'm like, what's? So we waiting. She's like, you need to go. I'm like, hold on. Everybody, the whole situation is kind of, everybody frustrated. It's hot.
Yeah.
She's going through that.
What does mom say at the time?
At the time, she's like trying to, hey, we need to just
trying to come. Okay.
Yeah, where they at?
Everybody's
emotions high
sure.
now. So, and then they couldn't really give an ETA because the traffic.
Okay.
Like I said, traffic was bad that day, man. So I'm like, you know what, we gotta go. I gotta try to escort him there. And she was ready. She was ready to roll.
It was already hot, like
Okay.
it was so hot, like the sun was beaming. I just couldn't. I was getting angry.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people don't know like how hot it was, like, bro. So all this going on, and then the heat, Baton Rouge, man, we got
Sure.
we got that summer heat, man, like it's unbearable. So with that heat and all that going on, they just kind of just added flames to the whole situation.
Okay. And so take me from, because I mentioned to you guys off camera that the story was written that baby Noah was delivered at Central Thruway in Florida. So now y'all take me from Sherwood Forest and Greenwell Springs to how y'all get to Central Thruway in Florida. Tell me.
Red light. Red
So
light.
y'all were headed to, I'm assuming, the hospital on O'Neill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And so take me there. Give me the scoop now.
We did. running red lights.
Yeah.
We was running lights.
And so what made?
And then we
I'm
ended
gonna
up there.
piggyback. I'm gonna piggyback on it. And since I was, the escort and law enforcement, I try to say, look, y'all, look. I'll put my license sign on.
Yeah.
Look, get behind me, follow me. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, I'm getting in my car. Like, oh man, I gotta get him there. So we going down Chevrolet Forest, man. And, I got my lights, my sirens on. I go through, my dispatch stuff, so they'll know what I'm doing and know what's going on and know the route that I'm taking, dealing with,
Sure.
female that's in labor and dealing with about to be born son.
Okay.
So we going, we coming down the street, and finally we made it to Florida Boulevard. At the time, we got the cars moving, and I'm going, they right behind me, making sure the red light is safe to go. Stopping at the red lights, making sure okay, it's good. Y'all come on. So we make it to Florida, and before we even get to Florida, I think it was on Sherwood. I see them swerve in the other lane. I'm like, whoa. What they doing? Hold on. So I'm looking at my mirror, I'm like, okay, they back on track. Yeah,
Because the whole
What were y'all
time
doing?
doing that, we was talking. She was like, Muff. My nickname Muff. She was like,
Okay.
don't have the baby in my car. And
So your mom was telling you.
I'm laughing, and we stood there fussing back and forth with each other. But I'm laughing. I'm still like, mama. And she like, I told you, don't have this baby in my car.
Oh my God. So she telling you like you can control when you go have this baby.
She said, take some deep breaths.
Okay.
Come on. She said, come on, just come with me. Ooh, I said, I'm looking at her like, girl, what you talking about?
Like what you did in the class.
And so this is what the swerving is about. Y'all having a conversation, y'all debate. All right.
So, we made it to Florida, and at this time I'm trying to think of the quickest route there.
Okay.
Like I said, we're trying to avoid all the traffic. We can't avoid it, you're trying to take the safest, quickest route. So we make it to Sherwood, Florida, boom, make the left, we go on, okay, in my head I'm like, we almost there.
Okay.
And right before we get to Central Thruway, Central Thruway going to the left, and it's O'Neill Lane going to the right. And I know, like, you get to O'Neill Lane about this time of the day, it's traffic, man. Like, it's buku traffic. And I looked in the mirror, I'm like, what is they doing? They swerving again. I said, no, we can't do this. It's not safe. Like, hold on. I can't have y'all, make taking records under my watch. I'm like,
so what's the swerving now?
He got to coming out, and I was laughing like I wasn't in any pain at all. I was
So he was coming out.
yeah, he was coming out.
So what made mom swerve though? Because you in the passenger seat. Why is she swerving?
She tried to hurry to get to the hospital. Remember she said, don't have this baby in my car. Mine was probably serious.
All right.
Then my water ended up breaking in the car.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I wasn't finna wait. I was not about to wait at all.
And so you're watching them in the rear view the entire time.
Yeah, so I'm watching, and my instinct is like, something not right. They ain't just swerving just because trying to hurry up at this point. Like, something ain't right. Let me stop. So I stopped, boom, slow down, put my car in on park, took off running to the car, and on the way running, I'm like, look, y'all can't do this, y'all can't swerve. And I'm looking like I'm looking in the passenger side through the windshield, I'm like, okay, something not right here. So when I open up the passenger door, that's when, I see like, the head protruding. And I'm like, okay, this is really real. It's like, it's game time, man. It's game time.
And his head was in my spandex shorts.
Yeah.
And then all I had to do was
Yeah. Cause that's when I saw patrol, and I'm like, at that moment, I'm like, this can't be happening. It's not gonna be happening. Not right now. I was like, oh my goodness. And I only had, this is the crazy part, I only had like 2 seconds to like freak out. 2 seconds, I was I'm like, okay, look, we gotta do something, man. So I seen that, and then with the spandex, took care of that part there, and grabbed the baby. Actually, her mom did real good. She was in a panic mood, but she did good. I gave her the instructions, and she followed them. She executed. I was like, look, I need a blanket.
So where you getting all this from?
Man, I have 2 kids already, and so I'm trying to picture that, And some stuff I learned from the military, some stuff I learned from the police department, because we stay taking classes. Through my military career, we always took classes on, CPR and life-saving stuff like that, and someone that's not breathing, even infants and babies, and then grown people as well. And same thing with the police department. We stay taking classes, with online classes, in-person classes on CPR, and that's something that was incorporated, and we took that class with the police department. And like I say, all that was running through my mind at the same time. And man, like, she gave me the blanket, I wiped them off, and the whole time, before I got the blanket, I'm like, don't drop the baby, don't drop the baby, don't drop the baby. That was in my mind. Couldn't know it has some liquids and stuff, so it's slippery. So I got him cuffed like this now. Like, I'm concentrating on just that at this moment. Like, the baby's safety of falling is in my hands. So that was that part there, man. And it's more to the story. I don't know if you have any questions, but
no, go ahead. Go. I'm just letting y'all flow, cause I don't want my questions to take away this.
So at that moment, it's kind of, her emotions is everywhere. We just had the baby. The baby was born, and the mom, she's kind of, everybody's in a panic. What we gonna do now? Still got now I'm looking at the umbilical cord now. So got the umbilical cord. She's kind of going in and out a little bit, and I'm like trying to talk to her at the same time, and calm the mind down. Hold on, calm down. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. But this is where it kind of took a twist. It was a serious twist. He came out. He was crying, and everything was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, you heard silence. And and when we heard that, they heard it too. Everybody in the car noticed, because everybody went from panicking to like, what's wrong? What's going on? Like, he stopped breathing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, no, this can't be happening. Not right now. And everybody, she was saying, what's wrong with the baby, and me not thinking, I probably shouldn't say nothing, but at the time, I'm like, oh my goodness, he's not breathing. I got my hands on his chest, he's not breathing, and he's not moving. And then he started changing colors, he started turning colors. My face started turning colors, bluish. I'm like, man, nah. So my instinct kicked in, man, the training kicked in. I told her mom, I said, look, go to my unit, because we always keep sanitizer. I said, go to my unit, look on my door. I got some sanitizer in there. Go get the sanitizer, bring it back to me. And Lord behold, she did exactly just that. So I want to make sure, I give her credit as well, because kudos, she played the most definitely, man. She played a big part in the whole thing, and she went there, no questions asked. I look over, next thing I know, she got the sanitizer. Like, so I'm holding the baby at the same time, and she pulled the sanitizer in my hand, man. I wiped it, kind of did like this a little bit to dry it off, and I kind of squeezed his jaw to open his mouth. So I put my pinky finger on his tongue, and then when I did that, I put my pinky down like towards his throat, and I did a scoop movement, like a scoop. And when I did that, I leaned him to the side, and I was kind of compressing on his back at the same time. When I did that, that's when you could see like some of the liquid stuff was coming out of his mouth. And like a couple seconds later, man, over here was why, and I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Like, that was relief, man. Like, that was my heart just went boom, like it was like, okay, you did it. And she calmed down, and she was like, is he okay? She okay? And I'm like, hey, he's crying. Let him cry. Yeah. Let him cry at that moment.
It's the best sound ever.
Yeah. And I think, so how did you feel like you got to that part?
I was relieved, because I wasn't worried about me anymore. Like I kept saying, I wasn't worried about me anymore. I was just, my focus was on him. On him only. They touching me, trying to see if I'm still awake. I'm going in and out, but I'm still trying to see if he's okay. So I was happy.
And I think that, it was about, we delivered the baby, kudos we did as a team. I'm not going to never take all the credit for it. Sure. And, like I say, she was a strong individual for actually going through that in that situation, with the heat, the car, cars going by, and then, you know, her mom's right there. I give her kudos to her too. She played an important part.
Sure.
And like I said, just, you know, a lot of people say the delivery, but the most important part was, you know, we actually saved a life. You know, to where a baby's not born, and neither one of us are LPNs or, you know, doctors, you know, or RNs and nothing like that. And, you know, we pulled together and just quick thinking trying to recall it back to all the training that I had.
Sure.
You know, with the 9 years with the police department and numerous of years with the Army.
Sure.
And we got through this situation, man, safely, and got to where Noah started back breathing. And that there was the most relieved cry I ever heard, you know, like, okay. So now we got that out the way. So, you know, the Lord, he blessed us with that part there.
So guys, we stumbled up on a miracle here. Because it's one thing, you know, I seen a part of the story, just, you know, you reading, and I don't think from anything you read on Facebook and anywhere else on the internet, you get this side, man. I feel like this is a huge part of the story, man, that number one gives God all the glory,
Yes.
but number two talks about just the teamwork of you guys. And, you know, I can't imagine the day you guys are telling baby Noah this story. And so I want to ask, and this is one of the key questions I wanted to ask. And so what do you think, you know, because I get it, and I want to capture the real life in this. What is it that helped you guys work so well together? Because you got to think about it. When it's hot, you know, when it's hot, just like you were saying, Miss Ebony, grab, you know, you gave her instructions to go over and grab sanitizer, whatever else you had asked her, the blanket, just all those things. No one really follows good directions when it's hot. What do you think brought about this sense of teamwork and unity among such high emotions, terrible temperature, environment going crazy? I'm sure somebody crazy enough to blow their horns at y'all because they got something more important going on than baby Noah being born. So what brought about such unity?
I don't know. I don't know. I just think we work together. Well, those two at least.
This is all my mind. It's going through my mind. I'm like, how?
And you know what, man, when I think about it, and, you know, I had a couple of days and I just been thinking about, kind of replaying the situation.
Sure.
And, you know, when you look back to that event, it's like, you know, we really didn't have no other choice. You know, it's like, this is what's going on right now, and this is what we have. The basis, you know, it's like a puzzle. You know, like a mouse running through a maze. Like, you know what? We're in a maze right now, but we gotta get out the maze.
Sure.
You know, and when you put all those things together, man, it's like no one had any bad advice. No one had, even though the emotions are high and, you know, we got a lot going on, no one had any attitudes. You know, we was working together, you know, I was a police officer and, you know, helping the young lady, helping the grandmother. It's like, and I didn't have to repeat myself. And that plays an important thing too, you know. So it's like, and I guess, you know, it just all made sense. You know, what I said and how they responded to it, and I guess it just all made sense, man. Just like, it was meant for me to be in that situation at that place, at that moment, at that time. So like, it was destined. Like, you know, this was going to happen.
That's right.
So since it was going to happen, it was deemed to be, I'm gonna put this officer here so he can help and guide y'all through this situation.
And so, number one, man, this story is, you know, because I just feel like as much as I thought I knew the story after reading and research, nah.
Yeah, nobody really knew the deep inside of the whole event, man.
This is the real story. You know, guys, I want to say just to all of you guys, God bless you, man. This is, you know, if I just take a turn for a second, and I want to say, this is the kind of stuff Baton Rouge needs to be known for. You know, in emergencies like this, we know how to respond.
Right.
You know, and you know, I know a lot of places get whatever their kudos are and whatever they're known for, but I believe in Baton Rouge, man, having such faith-based people that just know how to help each other, the wisdom of God that was flowing, just all the wisdom. I get you saying all that training, all that, Jay, but I'm sorry. the decisions you were making at the time, you guys trusting him. And so I wanted to stick a pin because I mentioned something to you off camera. You know, this also speaks of, with all of the negative stories that are out there, some true, some false, about law enforcement officers and incidents that have happened with, you know, black and brown young ladies, black and brown men, etc. This speaks of a level of healing and trust that the community has in law enforcement. That while they want to paint this narrative that no one trusts law enforcement, oh, we're so afraid and we need so much, and I believe we need some room for growth in some areas, but we got to highlight that there is a sense of trust and healing among the community and law enforcement. And I want to say to you, as my brother, as my homeboy from growing up, but as a professional, man, thank you for being, I believe, such a worldwide expression that there are many more great law enforcement officers than those that are of a different practice. And so, man, I want to say thank you. I want to say to you guys, thank you guys for expressing the trust, you know, because you guys could have said, you know, man, we don't trust. Let's find somebody else, you know, because we don't know what'll happen. But you guys also expressed a sense of trust as well in law enforcement to believe that they will serve, you know, and that's what we seen service. And so, man, this is just a beautiful picture of, and I'm just, again, speaking about the city of Baton Rouge, is what I believe the Baton Rouge that we grew up in. This is a picture of the Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that I'm proud to call home. We know it's all kind of other stuff happening, but that's not the stage for that right now. Right now, we're highlighting the good in the city of Baton Rouge. And so, guys, I want to close out our time. So tell me, I want to ask this. So, how did the story end? And so I know this may be, you know, I don't know if you guys remember. Do you say thank you? Do you give a hug? Do you say let's take a picture? You know, how did the story? What's the conclusion of the story?
I ended up in the ambulance.
Okay.
And, when I got to the hospital, after they did everything for me, I asked my mom, I was like, did you talk to the officer? She was like, yeah, I got to know.
Okay.
Then the next day, you called my mom?
Yeah, I called your mom.
Okay.
And I asked her, I said, you know, would it be okay, you know, if I go see your daughter at the hospital, you know, to check up on her and see how her and the baby's doing?
Okay.
You know, we always do follow-up and stuff like that.
Sure.
And that was just one thing that, you know, was hitting in my heart, just like, man, this happened like this, and we go check up on it. It's on it right there on the lane.
Sure.
And, you know, she said, she texted me her number, and I called her. I'm like, hey, Des, you know, how you doing? This is Officer Corporal Lee, you know, want to help you with the baby.
Okay.
It would be okay if I come up there and see y'all. And, you know, she was like, cool, yes. So she did that, man. I went up there and I seen her. And
How was that moment?
it was good. It's like something you see on TV, man. You know, it's something you see on TV, and, you know, I open the door, I see her, I see the baby, and I see, you know, the baby's father. And, you know, I see them in there like a family. And, you know, that right there was like, you know, damn. Y'all well done.
Yeah.
And I can tell, I know you probably short on time, and, you know, it didn't really dawn on me, you know, what really had happened at that moment. Because to me, I was just doing what I was supposed to do.
Sure.
As an officer, as a good person, you know, with a good heart, at the end of the day, that was my job. You know, protect and serve our community. They part of the community, so that's what I did. So later on that day, you know, got a couple phone calls, you know. I told her, I said, hey, you know, such want to do an interview with Channel 2 and stuff like that. So we did that, and it still ain't really done on me, you know. I'm like, because after, you know, help deliver the baby and stuff, and I went home, changed clothes, and went on like it didn't happen, man. And like that second day, that night, my Facebook started, going crazy. Like, boom, bing, 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 bing. I'm like, hold on, I don't got that many friends. People DMing me and stuff like that, and I never did read the comments.
Okay.
So, like I say, I'm just everyday life now.
Sure.
So I sat down, I'm laying down in my bed, and I'm reading the comments. It's like hundreds of them. I'm talking like 200, 300, 1,000. I'm going to another page, it's another 100, 200, and everybody it's saying, oh, this is the hero, and she was brave, and they were saying all this nice stuff. And I said, well, oh, dang, I think I did do something good. That's when it's kind of dawned on me, like, okay, this is really big. And with that being said, like, I really want to thank, the whole city of Baton Rouge, the state of Louisiana, and when we aired on Channel 2, we aired on Channel 9, Fox 44, and man, like, I called, I said, hey, Dustin, look, man, like, we gonna be on CBS. And she was like, yeah, I'm like, look, check it out or whatever, and I called her, she saw it, and it's like, man, like, that's national news. Like, it was a big thing, and my DM was just going out the roof, from Arkansas, New York,
Ohio, I seen.
Georgia, Ohio, North Carolina, and I'm pretty sure, where you had some from?
Everywhere. I can't even remember. It was so many people.
I said, look.
Facebook. And
are you getting a lot of friend requests?
On Facebook.
She's like, yeah, I'm getting lots of. I'm like, me too, man. And we went from everyday people to like, I ain't gonna say superstars, but like, what do you call it, local famous,
sure,
or you might say,
sure.
And it was overwhelming, but it's like, oh wow, this is really happening. You see about it, you hear about it, and like, I don't consider myself a celebrity, but it's like right now we were celebrity, the way people was treating us. And I asked her, I said, is people recognize you when you go places?
Wow. And that's a great feeling, guys, and especially this is the response from people because of good. That's the part. And so you said something, and I didn't want to forget it. In your sentiments, you said something. We read this, and I want to make sure I bring it up. I was about to miss it. You mentioned there was a comment that was down there somewhere, trying to shine a negative light. We won't even give any platform to that. But will you speak on the pod about what you said about the father of the child?
Basically, I was reading all kind of comments. I read hundreds of them, and they had a couple of them that kind of stood out. I don't know the individual names or the name of the page or nothing like that, but it's like people were saying, oh, where's the father? Or he's nowhere in the picture. You got another case where a young lady had a baby and the father's not there. Father's unknown.
Sure.
And I kind of ignored some of it, and like that one particular comment kind of stood out to me. I'm like, people don't know the inside story of everything. So my thing was, before you make comments like that, sometimes because people have feelings. Especially this is a very delicate situation that happened. Sure. And it's like, we have to be mindful of people's emotions and hearts. At the same time, it's like, gather facts first. Gather facts and not opinions. So, excuse me, I basically kind of responded like, before we say something like that, let's gather facts. And I said, to kind of set the record straight, the father, he works, I don't know exactly what he do, but, I think he was maybe out of town or at work or something like that. But from my knowledge, he's been keeping in contact with her. We heard the whole while throughout the whole thing, and when that happened, she called her mom, and I don't think he was around at that particular time. But when I got to the hospital, he was there.
He was there.
And he's a pretty stand-up guy. I shook my hand.
Yeah.
And he said thank you and stuff.
Yeah.
And when I came up there again for some paperwork and stuff, he was still there.
He was there. That's it.
So it's like he was there the whole step of the way.
Sure.
And I just want to put that out there before people kind of dive in with the comments and the assumptions that he was nowhere around. Because that's what people do. Yeah. So for the record straight, yes, he was around. He was there.
That's your camera. Say it right.
Okay. What's up, y'all? So again, like he was there, he was around, and you know, certain situations people have to work and stuff like that, so they might not be there at that particular moment, but when it's throughout the whole process, when it's all said and done, he was there around. And you know, from what I get from him when I met him, he's a stand-up guy, and he's enjoying his newborn baby boy. So most definitely.
And so kudos to the father as well.
Yes, most definitely.
And so, and I know, look, and I heard in the story, I got a good memory. Look, Miss Destiny tells me that the father was the first one that called your mom and said, come and get, and so she was the one who ignored him and tried to go back to school, but go back to sleep. And so again, we wanted to say, just highlight that, because that's what our podcast is about, just all good news. And so we are just, we're in war to defeat all the negative stuff that tries to build a narrative about situations as such, but even a city, you know, because we also represent a city. And so, Ms. Des, I want to ask you, so as we close out the show, you know, what did you get from this? Like, what were your thoughts just about this whole thing? I know you've had so many thoughts. You know, your first time mother. Of course, you are driving with your mom on the way to the hospital. You have your baby Noah, precious baby, there with this stand-up corporal. You know, what are your thoughts about this whole something? You know, just give me your thoughts.
It was an experience, and I was, you know, extremely happy that everything came out okay. Like, everything came out well.
And for you to be 19, you speak with such wisdom, so you feel like God was all in this.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
The entire time.
All of this. Even in the swerving, even in the stopping for chicken. No, ain't nobody stopping for chicken, y'all. Please.
But look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna put on blast for a second. So,
All right.
when I got there, and she was being discharged and stuff.
Okay.
So it wasn't a chicken.
All right.
She was waiting to get to some seafood, man.
Some crawfish.
It was like, look, I'm hungry. I want some seafood. I'm like, okay, I see you serious about this seafood.
I only got my seafood too.
Really? So what's your favorite spot?
I like Farmers off of Scenic.
Okay, all right.
And
No problem.
L&D.
Okay, really? So, and then we're going to close out in a second. So, so my wife has been loving, I'm not huge on crawfish and all that like that. You know, and I'm not against it, but I'm not huge on it. I'm a shrimp person. Juicy, is it juicy seafood or something? Everybody's liking that? Mm-hmm. You like it like that as well?
I like the crab queens.
Okay. Over juicy.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, shout out to Juicy Seafood, Crab Queens, all that. And so, guys, this has been amazing. I've been sitting with Corporal Jason Lee, Miss Destiny, and of course, her mom wanted to remain off camera, but she's here as well, Miss Ebony. And of course, the handsome little baby Noah is here, precious, with us. But guys, we wanted to bring this story firsthand. I believe we got some exclusive content that hadn't been shared about this story.
You know, just for the love and the support we've been getting from all the other states, all the other people locally, nationwide. We thank y'all comments and y'all DMs and the amount of thank yous that we received from the people in public and the local people in public. Look, we actually needed that, and it kind of made this whole situation worth it, and it made it just that much better to see that it's still out there, still got people out there that still love and show love and that shows appreciation. And we just taking it all in. And like I say, this wouldn't be better if it wasn't for the people out there, the public. So most definitely, shout out to everyone out there, most definitely.
This is Pastor B. I'm here for another episode, and this is a special edition of our Need Thee podcast. Thank you, Mr. Jason. Thank you, Miss Destiny.